Welcome, my name is Colleen Tauke and I'm a sewing specialist here at Fons & Porter. In this Quilting Quickly tutorial, I'm going to step you through the block in the quilt called Sassy Dixie. If you'd like to purchase our pattern, please visit our website. We're going to be using 2.5-inch pre-cut strips. We're going to be adding just a little bit of white to each of the blocks, and then you can see that there is a little bit of white used to kind of quiet the design down before we get to the outer border. So we're going to be using those 2.5-inch strips, and we're going to be cutting a series of rectangles and squares from each strip. So reference the pattern on the size and the quantity of each, but you're going to be, and you're mostly going to be cutting sets, because as you see here in the block, the outside two large rectangles are from the same print. Then we have 4 rectangles here of the same print, 2 in this position, 2 here that are the same, and again 2 here. So you want to, as you cut, you want to keep things paired or in groups of 4, depending on what placement you're cutting. If you're cutting, say, the block that goes in this position, you want to stack 4 together. But if you keep them kind of grouped, then it makes it easier to play and create your blocks. So it's all of a coordination kind of organizational kind of strategy here. So we've got long rectangles, a variety of others here, 2 of this, and then the simple 2.5-inch squares. And then, of course, that centerpiece, kind of give your eye a place to rest in the center of each block. The construction is quite simple. This would be a great project for a beginner or someone who just wants to be able to jump into sewing right away and not have to think too hard, because it's all very straight seaming, easy 1/4 inch, good way to practice a 1/4 inch seam. Maybe even a team project. If you've got somebody new who wants to learn to quilt, you could help them in the pressing process and create blocks really quickly. So here we go. As we lay out our block, it's just joining, simple seaming here, and making sure that you take the time once you've created each of those rows to make sure you press and keep your block nice and flat, and then just basically joining rows into a block like this. Now, because there's more seams as you get towards the center and no seams out here, this is going to be the test of your true 1/4 inch seam allowance, because if your center strip is all of a sudden a bit smaller, it's probably because your 1/4 inch seaming is too wide. So this is a good test to make sure that they fit together. With 4 seams here and only 2 seams here and no seams, it's going to keep you honest. Okay, so join together, create your block like this. Again, as you join the rows together, make sure you take the time to go to the iron, to make sure that you set your seam, which means to just drop your iron onto that, warm it up, and press your seam allowances to one side. And the general order rule in this one is to press in the direction that has the least resistance. Here, since there are no seams in this outside bar, press seam allowances in that direction. Here again, you would have 2 seams here, but 4 here. Press your seams, so all the seams end up going kind of toward the top or the bottom of this block. Once you've created your blocks, as you can see, the orientation is horizontal, vertical, and kind of creates a woven effect through the quilt. Once you've got the center rows created, join the rows for the center section. You've got a small inner border of white. Then they've asked you to cut enough of the small 2.5-inch squares that you're linking them together to make an interesting second border. Then finish with white and, in this case, a red outer border. And you've created your version of Sassy Dixie. If you'd like to see more of our Quilting Quickly tutorials, please visit our website. Thanks for joining me.